All right, so today we are looking at some more examples of figuring out the area of the shaded regions in the following figures. So here we have a circle, and inside the circle we have a triangle, and we need to figure out just this shaded area. So the first thing we're doing today is we're going to look at figuring out the area of the triangle first. So I put the formula here for area of a triangle, and our base here is 18, and since that's the radius, our height will also be 18 for that triangle. So our area of our triangle will be 0.5, 18 times 18. Okay, and put that into the calculator, and I get 162 centimeters squared. All right, so that is for the triangle. Next, I'm going to figure out the area of the circle, and our formula for area of a circle is pi r squared. All right, so our radius for the circle is 18, so this becomes 3.14 times 18 times 18, because it is radius squared. All right, we put that into our calculator, and I get 1017.36 centimeters squared. Okay, so now that we have the area of the circle, we have the area of this whole circle as 1017.36 centimeters squared. We also have the area of the triangle right here, which is not shaded, as 162 centimeters squared. All right, so we need to remove the area of the triangle from this circle so that we just have the area of the shaded parts. All right, so I'm just going to subtract that out. So area then of the shaded, so area shaded is equal to 1017.36, subtract 162. All right, and that gives me 855.36. And it is centimeters squared. All right, so this here is the final answer for the area of that shaded region. All right, so our next figure looks like this, and what we can see in this figure is we have a rectangle right there, and we have a half a circle up top, half a circle at the bottom, so therefore a full circle. So let's start with a rectangle first. So area of the rectangle is length times width, right? So our length, we have 40 times 20 for the rectangle. So length times width, so 40 times 20, which gives me 80 meters squared. Okay, so that's for a rectangle. Next, we have two half circles, which makes a full circle. So we can just figure out our area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So in this case, we can see the diameter is 20 meters. So that's our diameter. Half of that will be our radius. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. That is our radius. Okay, so I'm just going to make a note here that radius is 20 divided by 2, which is 10 meters. All right, so let's continue then. Pi, we're just going to use 3.14. Our radius is 10. So r squared, that is 10 times 10. All right, multiplying that out, that gives me 314 meters squared. Okay, so now because our whole figure is shaded, we have to add these two together. All right, the 80 for the rectangle, the 314 for the full circle, half and half. So our area of the shaded is going to be 80 plus 314, which gives me, oh wait, did I say 40 times 20 is not 80, it's 800. All right, so it's 800 plus 314. And so that gives a total of 1,114 meters squared as our final answer. I'll put it in this box. All right, so in this figure here, we have a larger square right here, and inside of it, we have a smaller square that is not shaded. So to do this question, we're going to figure out the area of the larger square, and then we're going to subtract out the area of the smaller square, and then therefore we'll be left with just the area of that shaded region. All right, so let's start with our area of the large square. So we'll call it area large square, like so, is side squared. All right, side squared meaning side times side. So the area of the large square is going to be 18 squared. 18 squared, which is 18 times 18. All right, so that is equal to 324. 324 centimeters squared. All right, and then we have area of the smaller square, which is 6 centimeters for each side. So area of the small square is still side squared. The side is 6, so 6 squared, which is 6 times 6. So the area of the small square is 36 centimeters squared. All right, so now all we have to do is subtract this small square out of the larger square. So area of the shaded will equal to 324 minus the 36. Okay, which gives me 288 centimeters squared. All right, so for this example, we have a square and we have a circle inside. So the area of the square, is equal to side squared, which will be 5 times 5. So the area of the square is 25 hectometers squared, which isn't usually used. It's 25 hectares instead of hectometers squared, but that's okay. Next, we have to figure out our area of the circle, so we can subtract that out. All right, because we have our side length here, it is also the length of our diameter. So our diameter is 5 hectometers. So therefore, our radius is going to be 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5 centimeters. All right, so that's our radius. So now that we have our radius, we can use that to figure out our area of the circle, which is pi r squared, which will be 3.14 times 2.5 times 2.5. Okay, that's a 2.5 and 2.5. All right, so once you multiply that out, you get the area of the circle is 19.625. All right, now that we have the both, we can figure out our area of the shaded part by subtracting the area of the circle from the area of the square. So area shaded is equal to 25 minus 19.625. which gives me 5.375 hectares.